The Many Saints of Springfield is the 13th episode of the 34th season of The Simpsons. This is directed by Bob Anderson, and unfortunately, it's an episode that I just didn't really care for, but I think that's more because of my personal taste than there being anything wrong with the episode. Ned is telling the story about how he got involved with the mafia. He goes into business with the mafia, including Fat Tony, and things are obviously not going to plan. And I won't say exactly how it happens, I won't spoil it too much, because that for me was a slight fascination. I knew the general plot outline before watching it, and I did kind of think, why? Why did this happen? And obviously we get the answers as the episode unfolds, but I don't really care for the mafia-based episodes. There are very few Mafia and Fat Tony episodes that I like. Very, very few. And unfortunately, despite my love of Flanders, The Many Saints of Springfield is just not one of them. There really wasn't anything in this that I enjoyed. So, unfortunately, I don't think I'd watch it again. Maybe I would one more time to see if my opinion changes, but generally, I don't really have any interest in it. I say to see if my opinion changes because, as I said, there are a few Fat Tony based episodes that I like, so maybe it's down to the narrative, but maybe it depends on the kind of mood I'm in and the kind of story that I want to see. But my instinct is that my opinion of this one wouldn't change. But that being said, I can't find anything about this that doesn't really work as a narrative. It's absolutely fine. Of course, I'd love to know what you think of it if it sounds like your kind of story. Does it meet your expectations? Is it as good as you expected it to be? I had kind of assumed it was an episode that wasn't going to appeal to me. I went in with an open mind. It could have been one of those few occasions where a mafia-based episode worked for me, but it just didn't. My favourite scene in the whole thing was when Lisa was trying to sell cookies. And that's not exactly a particularly exciting scene, but for me that was the highlight. But other than that, I don't think there's anything else I'd want to mention. I didn't really care for it. I don't think it's a bad episode, but again, if it is your kind of episode, do you think it's a good episode? I'd love to know. But for me personally, not a fan, but I don't think it's the episode's fault. I think The Many Saints of Springfield is simply not my kind of story.